Yo, what's shaking? It's your boy Addy. Welcome to the Atti Calendar Mamba season 2024. The end of the season, and you already know what time it is. Today is Storytime Sunday. And Storytime Sunday, what we do is we give you a story. It could be about music, it could be about my life, but it's always about Addy. Let's get it. Your boy Addy. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we off this. Yo, what's shaking? It's your boy Addy. Welcome to the Atti Calendar. Today is Storytime Sunday, and I want to get into a story about, if you've been paying attention, if you've been rocking with me, right now my album is Urban Trauma. We got five chapters, two out, three on the way, and I want to talk about the start of this, this whole run, this whole Urban Trauma run. I was at a moment in my career, this is about 2019. I was in a moment in my career where I didn't know what was the next step. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing a bunch of freestyles. I didn't have a producer at the moment, and I just wasn't with the whole YouTube beat thing. Like, like I had did work with a bunch of producers that I have communicated with over SoundCloud, and I've purchased beats offline before, but it was just it didn't. It was getting to a point where I felt like there was situations where I've seen people purchase beats offline, and those beats still be all over YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't want to just keep putting out my work to just keep dealing with these situations. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say I was giving up. I did make a mixtape called "Might Not Make It," and that was like kind of my end all be all at the time. But it just wasn't meant to happen. I recently I had worked with Rico. Big shout out to Rico, R.I.P. My big brother, Danny Medina, aka Rico No Say. For those of y'all that know him, amazing producer, late great Rico. And he had stopped doing beats for a little while. And it was a situation where he decided to pick it back up, and he hit me. He's like, I see, the style of music is changing or whatever. I've been working on some stuff, a little bit more current with the times. Let me know what you think. And you don't lose it. It's like riding a bike. Like, of course, like always, he had nothing but fire, and it just couldn't have came at a better time. And it just assured me, like, this is what we supposed to be doing. And we started working. We didn't know what direction we was going. It didn't have the album didn't have a title yet. It wasn't Urban Trauma. We was just doing a bunch of tracks. And he had shortly after that he had passed away, and that was just crazy. And it was like being in that moment again. It's like that moment where I was just at a standstill, not knowing what to do. But it felt different. Like, instead of feeling like where do I go from here, it felt like this has to be done. Like, we have to finish this. Like, if this is the last thing I do when it comes to this music shit, then it be the last thing I do. And so we had a couple of joints from Rico, and he had connected me with Sosa. Big shout out to Sosa, Fat Boy Sosa. My favorite producer. Like, right now, if you looking to work, you looking to do, like, you need a joint, a banger, whatever style of music, holla at me, hit up Fat Boy Sosa. He's amazing on a production level, like, just next level. And he finished up the album, and we put the album together. And I remember at the time, before Rico had passed, I was kind of like going from studio to studio, because the studio where I was originally going, my boy Jim, aka Soulfire, he had moved to Cali. Big shout out to Jim. And he did what he had to do. He made that move or whatever, and it was kind of like, filling out different places, just seeing where I was gonna start recording, and Rico was like, "Yo, you know Koyo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know Koyo. I recorded with Koyo back in the days, but I didn't even know, he was still doing it, because I know they had the SPMG. Big shout out to SPMG, the whole SPMG Chavito, and I remember they was doing a thing. They had the studio on Wilson, but I know at this point in time they didn't have that no more. So I didn't even know Koyo was still doing this thing or whatever. And then I had reached out to Koyo, and that's where it's been ever since. That's been the lab. That's where it's been the home, and he engineered. We recorded the whole Urban Trauma, every single chapter, every single track there. So big shout out to Koyo, big shout out to Rico once again. You know, just just being like a big source, behind this album. And you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, legends never die. Like, we do this for you. Like, and our job is to keep fighting. So my job, Sosa, like, our job is to keep fighting and just make sure we make this shit worth it. And that's what we doing here. So big shout out to everybody that supports the movement. Urban Trauma, Chapter 1 and 2 out now. Chapter 1 video album dropping real soon. And just show me love. Bushwick, we in the building. You already know it's your boy Atti. This is the Atti Calendar. Storytime Sunday. Let's go. Peace. I'm off this.